smelling right, luscious lips, dancing as you walk away.
Yo, what's happening? It's the Big D. We back in effect this week. Went out yesterday to a block party out here in Central Rio, and hadn't done that in, wow, a lot of years since I really been to a block party just as an attendee. So it was cool. It was a lot of fun. So I got the footage on that. That's gonna be on the Brazil Living channel. So go over there and check that out or whatever. There's a lot of good people out there. We had a lot of fun. And I had to get out of there after a minute, though, before it get wild. So we're going to be doing a lot of that this year because I'm building the Brazil Living channel as well as I'm building the Big D channel. So we want you to see the lifestyle. We want you to have, you don't have to imitate my lifestyle, but you can go out and do things. You can have fun. Like when you get divorced or you feel like, your relationship is splitting up or whatever, you got to start thinking about what you're going to do with your life and how you're going to live and how you want to move. As a man, I feel like when your life changes, in a drastic way, like in a divorce, that your life and the way that you move really shouldn't have to change. Like, you should be able to live the same lifestyle. You should be able to have the same car, the same apartment. You should be able to have the same clothes, eat the same food, go to the same restaurants. You should be able to move like that, So I kind of try to tailor my life that way. And if you can't do it right away, you should be making a plan or have a goal to get there. Because you don't have no plan, you're gonna end up like a lot of people that we see in some of the reports that we look at here on the channel, where they're just a little bit disillusioned with life. They don't know what direction they're gonna go in. They think it's all over with, when this might actually just be the beginning. If you do it right, it could just be the beginning. So we're gonna get into some stories here today, and let's get it. Let's go. So our first story today is from Divorced Men Reddit. OK Godin 6491 says, if Tom Brady and Bill Gates got divorced, then what chance do mere mortals have? Think about it. When masculinity gurus talk about holding your frame or staying on your purpose, then what went wrong with Tom and Bill? So this is a real interesting question. I've talked about that. You think somebody like Bill Gates, man, getting divorced or whatever. He got all the money in the world. The dude from Amazon or whatever got all the money in the world. You think that they'd be on top of the world and they'd be able to hold on to a woman and, because they can give her everything she wants, but that ain't what it is. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to just hold on to her just because you can provide her things to buy or provide her money, because after a while that becomes old. I don't care how much money you got. When you spend a lot of money eventually and you just have it, you look around sometimes, you just be like, there's nothing else really for me to buy. I mean, I remember when I set up my studio in Orlando, years prior to that, I used to go to the music stores or whatever and just, I could spend hours in the music store just looking at stuff, learning about stuff, and wanting stuff. And then I realized after I built my studio, and I probably a couple of years in, I just realized, like, I don't even go to the music store no more. I don't even go look at the instruments and stuff no more, because I have everything in here that I really desire and that I want to be able to do the job that I need to do. I don't even need to go over there no more, because I'm looking around. I'm like, wow, I got what I wanted. I have everything that I really wanted. So now if they had like some really higher end stuff that might have been within my reach, I might have been interested in that. But generally for the job I was doing, I was quite happy. All right, I had to let that siren pass. But so generally I was happy. So I've gotten to the points in my life where I'm just like, I pretty much got what I want. And I've been out to the restaurants, I've been shopping, I done did this, I done did that, and I don't have anything else to really spend on. I'm not really looking for nothing else to spend money on. I'm happy now. I'm happy I got what I need. I'm the kind of person that gets satisfied like that. So you may not be able to keep a woman just by giving her things to buy or giving her money that she can spend. It sounds good to people who don't have it, but to people that have it, if you can't really stimulate yourself and have bigger and better experiences, eventually it just all becomes kind of normal life for you. and you start looking at other things. Now, I have a saying, and it's probably going to be a little controversial, but we're going to go ahead and put it out there. I feel like you can only keep a woman as long as you can give her things to destroy. And that goes really deep. We'll probably do a video on that at some point in time, but I think it's just a human nature thing. And women tend to like to build things, right? They choose men who have issues. They might choose men that are in prison. How many men have been like serial killers and all types of stuff, and done all types of crazy stuff to women, and they got all these pen pal relationships and women trying to marry them while they're in prison because they see it as a broken man. They see him as broken and something that they can fix, right? And if you aren't broken, they're gonna look at you like, how can I break him down to build him back up? I think they like projects like that. I think that there's some women, I'm not gonna say all women, but I think there's some women that generally kind of like a project, or like they like something just a little bit misfit or broken, and they can kind of put their hand on it and see if they can build it and mold it into something else. If you look at men, we tend to have the same friendships forever, right? I have the same friends forever. Anybody who's my friend or I've counted as a friend, I may not talk to you. I couldn't talk to you in 5 or 10 years, but the minute we get together and we sit down, it's like nothing ever changed. And we good. Like, I'm going to drink with you and hang with you and chill with you or whatever. We going to talk and laugh and chat like old times or whatever. But it seems like women tend to lose their best friends and they fall out with them and stuff like that. And like, even my girl now is like, every once in a while I meet this friend or meet that one or whatever, but then every once in a while it's like, oh, I don't talk to her no more because of this problem or this happened or that happened or whatever. So it's like they just fall out. And if you watch them move sometimes or whatever, the way women move around each other, even in a grocery store, you say you in a shopping mall or whatever, it's a little crowded or whatever, like they don't really respect each other like that or whatever. They'll like kind of bump another woman, get her out the way or whatever. Like, it's just the way they kind of move with one another or whatever. I think they kind of like that activity a little bit. It's just like this trying to assert themselves or something. I don't know how to explain it. But men, we kind of just move a different way. We kind of operate off of respect, right? So we operate off like, you respect me, I respect you. You stay in your space, I stay in my space. We ain't gonna have no problem. However, if you violate, then we got to fix it. That's kind of the way that we move. But, women seem like they kind of just can look at another woman and be like, they don't like her. So, it's just a different way that they move. So if you give women enough things to destroy in the marriage, she may stick around because her attention span is going to be there. Like, say you're a man of means and you create a business for her. This is something, it doesn't mean that the business is going to fail, but it's something that she can build. It's something that she can, that has that potential to fail, but that she can build up. It's broken in the beginning. It's not really working in the beginning. It's something that to grab her attention and away from the relationship even. It's something to keep her busy, right? If you can get her some type of, organization to be involved with or something that she's involved with or some type of project that she's involved with, she's going to be, she's going to love that. And eventually it's probably going to end in a terrible, tragedy of some sort, because that just seems like what happened. I don't like this person over there and she said this to me and that, and it's going to be this whole rigmarole and a whole big fighting or whatever that's going to go on, and it's going to be tore up. And, so you give her a chance to tear those things up, right? It's like, listen, you give her stuff that can be torn up, something she could break down and she might be able to build it back up. Because if you don't, she's going to eventually turn to the one thing that she has, which is going to be the relationship. And how many times have you seen relationships where the dude is like, he didn't even see it coming. He's like, yo, I don't understand what's wrong with her. I don't understand what she doesn't like. She got the house, she got the car, she got, clothes, she's eating, the kids are well fed and all that stuff. And she just comes and says she's just not happy. That's because he's not giving her stuff to destroy or with the possibility of being destroyed, or he's not broken enough for her to feel like there's anything for her to do there. So he's got to be mindful of that. So this is why people like a Tom Brady or like a Bill Gates or somebody like that cannot keep a woman, right? Because they can give them everything materially, but they can't give them what they really want, is the things that stimulate them emotionally and give them that up and down that they get when things are like a mess and then things are better. Then things are a mess and then things are better. They kind of tend to like that, I think. So that's just my perspective as a man. So don't attack me just because, I'm just thinking out loud. But it's just my observation of people and their behaviors and the way that they move. So do we stand a chance? You stand a chance as long as you've got enough money to give her things to destroy. So we'll just leave it at that. So Charles Dance Fan responded, said, no real masculine men are online telling men how to be men. This is true too. No truly rich guy with old money is hawking his services online in order to help guys accumulate wealth. This is something very true too. Online is a fantasy. Men cannot perpetually supply women with drama and excitement 24/7. Nah, I told y'all don't jump on me. I ain't write this. He wrote this. He says, I'm gonna read it again. Men cannot perpetually supply women with drama and excitement 24/7, no matter how rich or successful. This is why, for most, it's a losing battle. I just said this. You cannot give her enough stuff that's going to move with her emotionally. You eventually are going to run out of things or ability to provide her with things that are going to move her emotionally. So I got at least one person in this world that agrees with what the heck I'm talking about. So y'all can flame me in the comments and get on me if you want to. But me and this person understand. Me and Charles Dance Fan understand what I'm talking about. All right, we're going to move on to this next one right here. And this one comes from Interesting Stage 916. It says, is dead bedroom good enough reason for divorce? At wit's end with a dead bedroom for 10 years. Everything else isn't great, but it's not bad either. We're in our late 30s, turned into a platonic roommate situation. We've talked about it, but he's not interested, and several other distractions offer a good escape route. No cheating, no abuse. I really hope that was something down the hall was like somebody dropping something. It sounded a little like gunshots. So I'm gonna stay in here. But yeah, so this goes down. And I don't think I ever realized how often this happens where sex just falls out of the marriage. He's saying, or she's saying, that the bedroom has been dead for 10 years and her husband or whatever is just not supplying that physical activity for her. So, you can't, I don't think it's right to marry somebody and then become roommates with them if that's not what they want. At this point, you're opening the door for somebody else to come in there and knock her down, man. You letting her, I'm gonna just be for real. You opening the door for her to feel like she wants enough affection where she might want to seek it elsewhere, right? And you gotta know that there's other dudes out there all the time hollering at her. You got to know somebody's hollering at your lady all the time. In the grocery store, when she's at work, all types of places, just at the gas station or whatever it is. There's always a dude that's trying. It don't mean that she's going to answer or anything like that. But, or she's going to entertain it or whatever. But they're always trying. So if you put her in a position where she's hungry for it and you starving her, and then all of a sudden somebody pops up and it looks like this might be the right match, what you think she's gonna do? I mean, you can't expect her not to be human. She could make the mistake, right? So, and it may not even really, is it even really a mistake at that point in time? Because you put her in a position to do it, and then same thing for women. I'm not just getting on men, but I'm just saying, like, don't, put the person in position. So this person here says, we've talked about it. He's not interested, and several other distractions offer a good escape route. So she's got some distractions. Remember, we talk about things to destroy. She's like, this is the way that she's escaping it, is she's distracted with something else. She's got something else to work on, right? But it's a problem. She says there is no cheating, there is no abuse. So maybe she don't feel like she can go out there and get somebody or whatever. But trust me, almost any woman can get somebody if they decide that they want it, right? Because they're always looking for her. Hey, thanks for checking out the Big D Show. I am the Big D, but I also go by Knock Real Beats, as I am a man of many talents. I'm a hip hop artist, writer, producer. I do it all. So check out the link below in the description and check out some of the music. I think you're going to like it. I'm on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Amazon Music, Tidal, everywhere you want to be. Bandcamp, support independent artists. So this person, Arc161, says, personally, I don't think so, but 10 years is a bit much. I think there needs to be some serious conversation on how it is impacting you and maybe try to figure out some compromises. Don't get me wrong, your needs absolutely need to be met on some level, and there has to be something deeper than just no sex for 10 years. Hell, as a guy, I was at my wit's end at the end of 2 years. I never pressured her. I brought it up a few times and asked what I could do to help her lack of sex drive and never got an answer. But she is leaving me now, so I guess it really doesn't matter in the end. So there's always some other underlying reason or underlying motivation or some reason why they're not wanting to be intimate with you when they've made that commitment to you as a partner. There's some other underlying reason, so I think that's what she's got to try to get to. But for it to last 10 years, what could it be that would last 10 years where he just doesn't want any physical contact with her? Or is he getting physical contact somewhere else? I mean, she's got to think about it. She got to think about, well, maybe he's getting it somewhere else because, men typically are not in a place where they just don't want any physical contact. At some point, you kind of want it. But then, we also can get to a place where we can be kind of stubborn or, we just don't, we've just not connected in so long that we don't know how to start the connection and how to feel right or what, how to feel right, how to feel affectionate, how to feel, sexy, how to feel confident as a man, and masculine, and that conquest thing that's normally kind of built into us, but maybe it could be other things, financial problems, might be stress, it might be credit cards killing him, might be student loans, might be something going on where maybe he don't feel like he's provided enough. We don't know. She hasn't really said. All we know is about the bedroom is just no action happened. But you got to get to the bottom of what the reason is or whatever. And I hate for anybody to just become a platonic friend with their significant other, especially when you got that paperwork says you tied to this person and they could take half your stuff. That's probably not somebody I want to be my roommate. So let's see. What else do we got here? We probably got another story here that we can go into. Yeah, we got this one from Unlikely Merengue, 7595. I always wonder how they get these numbers that they put on the end of their name. Maybe they take the suggested number or whatever, but it's like, why you put numbers at the end of your name? What are those numbers? Why are they significant? I'll be wanting to know that. What is even the point of going on? Okay, so let's see where this goes. It's under the mental health, depression, and loneliness tag, so this is going to be interesting to see. Soon-to-be ex-husband got a flashy new job with a huge pay raise, started an affair, or at least solidified one if it was pre-existing, the jury's out, and he freaking left me here with our babies. Okay, that's not cool. What is even the point to all of this? My kids are just gonna leave the house when they grow up anyway. Awkward holidays where the three of us just tinker around a dining room table? What is the point of cooking decent meals? What's the point of cleaning? What's the point of anything? We're born alone, we die alone. Kids will leave and all I'll have is an empty house. There's not meaning to all these memories. They don't mean anything to anyone anymore than they mean anything to me, empty and alone in this house. Been crying for hours today in the same way a tree falls in the woods. Nothing really matters. I don't have family for all intents and purposes. My friends are superficial at best. I don't have any lasting friends left. Volunteering seems so empty because it's not accumulative. I wanted to have meant something. I wanted a torch to pass. I wanted to give my kids a reason to believe in something. All right, so we're gonna stop there because this is going on long. This is a person I think that really is gonna need some more self-evaluation. I think the best thing I could say is get into some type of therapy or some type of classes or something where they can start to have you actually write down where you are and your motivations and how you're feeling. I mean, you're right. She's writing it here already. She seems like I like the way that she articulates. I can kind of see her thought pattern in the way that she articulates. Maybe it relates to me in some way. But I think that she needs some definite help. And sometimes we get expressive and we get emotional. Sounds like she was emotional. She was crying a lot, right? Maybe she's coming from an emotional place here and she's not understanding. Now, some of us are a little bit of a perfectionist. Some of us like to do things at a high level. Some of us think about our future, the legacy that we're going to leave behind. I think that's something that's on her mind. So she may be coming from that place. And there's an inadequacy there in the way that she feels about herself and her accomplishments. She's got her kids or whatever. She's saying her husband left her with the kids or whatever. And he seems like he's doing great. He's got the new job. He's got the huge pay raise. He's got a new woman or whatever. And it probably feels to her like maybe she hasn't accomplished everything that she wants to accomplish. She's almost looking at it like, why is it his turn and I haven't had my turn? That's kind of the way I hear about it. And so that's bleeding into everything else that she's doing. You have children, so that's the point of cleaning, right? You have children, so that's the point of cooking decent meals. You're a person. You're valid as a person. So that's the point of taking care of your home and your things. Doesn't matter if this other person is here or not. You should want that for yourself because you deserve it and it's who you are, So even as men, I take pride in cleaning my home. I take pride in having my own things. I take pride in being able to flop down on a couch at night or whatever after a long day of work and making videos for the channels and all that stuff and getting out to the street parties and all the stuff and laying on my couch or whatever, chilling with the cats and just being like, hey, all the bills are paid, my belly's full, not worried about too much of anything right now. I enjoy this moment. I find joy in having that moment where I can just rest in my home. So I think she's coming from a place where she's a bit emotional right now, but I think she needs to get to a place where she starts equating her happiness from within and not equating it to something someone else does. Don't let your husband and the things that he's done and the things that he's accomplishing or whatever have any bearing on what your life is like. Yeah, you could see what's going on over on that side or whatever, but you're not on that side, so what difference does it make to you? What's going on your side? What's going on in your neck of the woods? What's going on in your home and at your dining table? Make it fun. Do things that you've always wanted to do. Plan things that you've always wanted to plan. This is why I do the videos for, Brazil living and all that stuff, because it's like, hey, get out into the world, travel, see something different. There's cruises you can go on. You can go to different countries. All these countries have crazy amounts of culture, things that you would have never seen. You think about it. I think about it all the time. Like even when I'm out and about, and it's like, there are things I would have never seen or never experienced or would have never known are going on in this world. Like if I was in New York or I was in Florida or whatever, I would have never knew that this block party happened yesterday in Rio and that it was a fun event. I would have had no idea that it's even happening, but all over the world, all of this stuff is happening, right? So probably not like Rio though, because Rio is just different. It's just a different animal. It's a party city in a way. So especially this time of year, it's a party city right before Carnival. So, but it's so much going on and you can pick and choose what you want to do. If you're not a beach person and you don't like the beach and all that kind of stuff, we have hiking trails. We got all that type of stuff. We got waterfalls. We got botanical gardens. We've got places you can go and it's quiet. Even though Rio's a super loud city, I think I call it the loudest place on earth. You can get away from that and be in a real tranquil place. Brazil is just a huge, beautiful country. So, I mean, this is just one country. Imagine all the other places that you can go. Argentina, Peru, you can go to Southeast Asia, Singapore, Malaysia, all these different places that you can go. If you want to do Europe, you can go through Europe and check out things. Don't allow one person leaving your life or being in your life or leaving prevent you from living your life and finding purpose. I think that's important. So when I went to see the sunset the other day, I put that video out or whatever, and I wanted you guys to see that too, because I'm like, hey, this is life after divorce. Doesn't have to be terrible. Plan something good for you. I don't care if it's just go to the local festival or whatever. Maybe there's a local festival that's coming up or whatever. I know that right now it's probably winter in a lot of places in the US or whatever, but in the summertime or in the springtime, go to the festivals. I know we used to have, like in Rochester, we'd have like the Lilac Festival and all that kind of stuff or whatever. We have barbecue festivals. We have all types of things. You know, if you're vegan, you're probably not going to go there. You're probably going to do something else. You know, maybe the Lilac Festival is good for you. But, you know, if you like to be active and you like doing things, get out and do that. Start finding who you are. Start finding your footing. Start finding your foundation and get out there and have fun. The world is a big place. You don't have to sit in one place and not enjoy it. You know, the world is a wonderful place. And so I hate to see when people feel like they don't have, you know, any meaning to their life, their memories don't have meaning. All of that stuff has meaning. You got to wipe your tears a little bit. Start to write down what you really want in your life, and start to find things that help you work towards that. So we're going to leave it on that note today. Thanks for hanging out with me. Go check out the Brazil Living channel. I got the videos going to be on there from the block party and all that stuff. If that's your thing, check it out. Once again, it's the Big D. Peace. Hey, don't forget to check out my channel, Brazil Living, here on YouTube. This channel is designed for individuals who want to maybe move to Brazil as an expat or maybe stay long term. I want to be able to show you the lifestyle, things to avoid, things to get into, and how to have fun when you're here in Brazil. I also wrote a book. It's called The Brazil Experience. That is available on Amazon. I'll go ahead and put the link in the description below so that you have access to it. But you're going to need great information if you come this way. And so being here 6 years, I have a lot of that information that's going to be able to help you. I also do consultations that can help you as well. So thanks again. Have a great one. Peace.
Skin popping, smelling right, luscious lips, dancing as you walk.